Hi, I hope you guys are doing well. Today I want to talk about my favourite anime of 2019-2018 because it's this current year that's just gone and I'm not living in the future. I do not have a time machine. I'm hoping through this video you guys will find some new anime to watch and hopefully share your own favourites with me so I have some new anime to watch myself. So please do leave your own top anime down below in the comments down below. And also, before we get on with this video, just a quick thing to say, every Sunday and Wednesday or Thursday, I'm trying to make them like days where I'll try both or they're interchange. I'm on Twitch live, so if you want to come hang out live, there's a Twitch link down below from about 8 PM UK time. I've also made a Discord that I'm kind of just getting the hang of. I don't post it much, but I want to more. I'll put a link down below there. It's called Dorky Ever Chatter because I made it with like the longevity in mind of potentially welcoming everyone from the Dorky Ever After side of things into this Discord. It'll be a fun little hangout for everyone. So if you want to go join that, please do head down to the link below for my Discord. And other than that, videos every Wednesday is my goal. If I miss a Wednesday, I suck. Yeah. Back to the anime talk. I've always been a big fan of anime since I was a kid, and this is me mainly talking about the Pokemon series, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece back when it was on Cartoon Network. But back then, I never really found myself watching subtitled anime. I'd only ever really watched the series that were handed to me via television as dubbed anime. I then discovered a few years ago Sword Art Online when it came to Netflix, again dubbed anime at the time, and fell in love with it. And this led to me wanting to watch more anime, more so anime about virtual worlds and VR and Sword Art Online. I wanted to find Sword Art Online Season 2. I found Sword Art Online Season 2 was on Crunchyroll. I signed up to Crunchyroll as a trial. And next thing I knew, I'm in this big pit of subtitled anime, something that was completely new to me because I'm one of those people that can be a bit lame and just try and watch a show whilst doing other things at the same time. I'll try and work with a show on another screen. I'll try and play on my phone with it. Like, I'm terrible at watching things. Jamie will tell you this. Like, I try to multitask in the worst way possible, and thus subtitled anime wasn't the best thing for me. But if you're watching subtitled anime, you kind of have to be watching the screen, otherwise you don't know what's happening unless it's like a fight scene, at which point you kind of know they're fighting and there's all the grunting and the yelling and the oh, and then someone wins, then you can start reading it again. That's the kind of gist of subtitled anime fight scenes. But on the back of this, I found myself getting more interested in anime as I saw some titles on Crunchyroll that had previously been recommended to me or I'd heard friends talking about that I'd never really had the opportunity to watch. And yes, they were subtitled, but I fell in love with them, and over the past few years I found myself watching more and more and more anime, to the point where I can now confidently say I'm a big fan of anime. Generic as it may sound, watching anime has genuinely given me more of an interest in Japanese culture, and it's made me want to learn to speak Japanese. I've been learning bits and bobs here and there. Me and Jamie are planning to go to Japan next year, and it's just genuinely more of an interest that's stemming from this. I've also discovered that there are services like Funimation where they'll stream anime live at the same time as simulcasts, which are like where I guess they show it immediately after it's aired in Japan or at the same time as it's airing in Japan. And these are dubs that come up like as soon as the subtitled or what Japanese, the original versions aired in Japan, available on streaming services, much like the subbed versions are available on Crunchyroll. So 100%, if you want to start watching anime, there are services out there I recommend. I obviously have no issue with dubbed anime. Like, I grew up watching dubbed anime, as I said. I was obsessed with Pokemon, and there are still some animes that I will obsessively still watch in dub and have not moved on to sub. Like Pokemon, for example, again. I could probably jet on to future seasons of Pokemon if I started watching subtitled anime, but English Pokemon, dubbed Pokemon, it's my jam. Gotta stick with it. Gotta catch all the episodes. I'm gonna stop there. As I said, let me know down below in the comments if you have any favourite anime that you want to share with me. Like the video, I'm gonna be one of those people that gets it out there nice and early because YouTube. So my top anime of 2018, I didn't really want to make this a list of like my top 5 anime and restrict myself to choosing. And also I often find that when I'm doing those videos, I go above or below the set number. It's like, I'm gonna do a top 10, I've got 8. So here it is, my top anime of 2018, in no particular order other than the actual top one of this year, which I'm gonna go on and start with, which is My Hero Academia. And this anime, man. I stumbled on this anime as it was literally starting on its 2nd season and I immediately fell in love. It's an anime about a world where like 80% of the population of the world have superpowers. So we've evolved in a way where you've got quirks and the profession of superhero or supervillain are a reality now. And there's also a small group of people who are quirkless and can't have abilities. Bring in our main character, Midoriya. The anime follows Midoriya, who doesn't have a quirk or ability of his own. He does not have a born quirk he's grown up with. He's surrounded by people who have always had quirks and powers and abilities, yet he never had one. He grew up obsessing over and loving the great hero piece All Might, wanting to be like him one day. Has like shrines in his room, posters, statues, action figures, so of course it crushes him when he can't have his own power, and then in the first episode he meets All Might. Through some circumstances, which then lead him and put him onto the path. And the story is how he became, or at least as the anime puts it when you watch the anime, here's the story of how he became the greatest hero. My Hero Academia also had a movie that came out this year, and I saw it yesterday in the cinema, and it was so good. It's called My Hero Academia 2 Heroes. It may be showing in some cinemas again, like in the future, but I imagine its next route is going to be Blu-ray and DVD next year, so I highly recommend keeping an eye out for that. And in the meantime, watching the series on Crunchyroll or some streaming service if you can, because it's such a good anime. Another anime I really like this year, which should be no surprise, is Sword Art Online Season 3. Sword Art Online, to give a quick abridged version, is a death game. There's a VR game to release called Sword Art Online. A load of kids play it on launch day, and then the creator basically does a thing with VR helmets where he holds everyone hostage in the VR, blocks out the log out button because you're sort of transporting them via your mind to the VR world. They can't log out. If anyone pulls a helmet off someone's head to basically soft pull them out of the game, their brain is fried. If they die in the game, their brain is fried. The only way out is for everyone trapped in the game to reach it to floor 100, beat the game and unlock it. That's season 1 or half of season 1. And the third season, Sword Art Online Alkalization, is about this system called the Soul Translator. It's this idea that VR's gone this step further, and the light inside your soul can be transported into a virtual world that feels so real you can't tell the difference between real and fake. And Kirito, the main character of Sword Art Online, is of course thrust into this VR world, and I'm going to say no more because I don't really want to spoil it. That's the general premise of it, is that he's in this world, VR, that feels so real, and he's unaware of how to get out, much like the original season. Food Wars is my third one I'm going to mention, because Food Wars is a funny one. And the one thing I say to anyone who I recommend Food Wars to is, if you watch Food Wars, the first season, especially the first few episodes of the first season, you're gonna probably either hide your eyes, cringe, and it's definitely not an anime for young people. It's not for young people, Food Wars. You have to get past the first few episodes, and like, it tones down. So it follows a guy who starts off working at a diner with his dad, wants to compete with and be better cook than his dad, who's this super expert chef that's traveled the world and has kind of like a dark side because there's more to him than his son seems to know. His dad then goes off to visit the world again and sends his son to culinary school. And this is the top culinary school in the world with a high failure rate. So the whole focus is him going through school, surviving school, and inside the school they have these things called shokugekis, where you challenge another classmate or another person to a food battle where you have a cook-off and the winner can basically make a claim of like, if I win, you're leaving this school forever, or if I win, I'm getting your rank in the school, or if I win, you're gonna be part of this club, all sorts of things. And it's actually really cool. It's really hard for me to mention the ones like this, by the way, that are like season 3 of My Hero, Sword Art Online and Food Wars, because like I don't want to give away the whole premise of the original seasons, but in season 3 it very much is about saving the school from someone who's come to take over the school, overthrow the current governing body of the school, and Yukihiro and all the characters are kind of like treated as rebels to save the day. I highly recommend Food Wars, but I also give the whole warning of, 1, it's not for young people necessarily, and 2, you need to be really like, I guess, patient with it and willing to skip through some scenes there, because it can be a bit uncomfortable. Another anime I've really liked this year is Overlord, and this is one that I've gone from season 1 to season 3 within this year alone. So it's been around for a bit longer, but season 3 started this year, which is again how I found it. It's one of those animes, virtual world, someone's trapped in a virtual world, but it's kind of different. This guy logs into this world where his character was an undead Lich King, so he's a full-on undead, high-level mage skull, an undead skull character. And he logs in for the last day of the game because he wants to be on the game as the servers get shut off. He falls asleep, I guess, whilst logged into the game. And next thing he knows, there's no logout button like Sword Art Online. He can't summon any of the game masters. And also the NPCs now suddenly have personalities, and the NPCs are very like hyper aware and no longer just like NPCs with a generic set of commands. He finds that he's gradually turning into this actual character or becoming like the undead Lich King, and I think it's really cool because he's not meant to be a good guy. You're following an anime about an undead Lich King with like followers of demons and villains, and the main NPCs or like real villagers who have become now real somehow are the rest of the characters, and you follow stories around him and how the other characters are dealing with like the repercussions of things he's done, or he's investigating how he's ended up in the world and integrating with the actual people and going to war with them, battling different tribes and making himself known throughout the world. So if anyone else is in the game as a player still, he can make his name so known that they come and find him and he finds out there's someone else in the game. So that's his kind of general goal, but also it takes a bit of a twist where he's trying to take over the world and just be this overlord, literally. Those are probably the main 4 anime that I have as my like top anime this year. They're the ones I've enjoyed the most, and I found myself like every week watching as they've come out, like the day of the new episode. Other anime that have come out that I've enjoyed and I've watched like on and off is an anime called Angels of Death that I watch with Jamie Joe every week. Another one is Attack on Titan. Obviously this came back from a really long hiatus, and the past 2 years we've been lucky enough to have new seasons. I think we're going to have a new one again next year. This season, this year, kind of ended in a way that left me like, that was it. Like, I was expecting another episode, like, so it didn't feel like a season finale, but I feel the model they're going with where it's like a once-a-year anime now, for the time being at least, makes it good. And I almost forgot because I took it off my list. There was also an anime this year that I watched called My Darling and Franks that was amazing. It was really, really, really good. So those are my favourite animes. Something different for a change. Let me know yours down below in the comments if you also find yourself watching some anime, because I would love some more recommendations. Also, if you are around Twitch Wednesdays, Thursdays and Sundays from 8 PM UK time. If you can't do it any given week, I tend to post on Twitch or Twitter or Instagram stories. So also please make sure you're following my Instagram and my Twitter, links below. And I also made a Discord if you want to just come hang out, because I'm trying to do that whole community building thing. Batarang in here, just gonna hold this for a bit now. Bye!
Hi, I'm Justin Briner, the voice of Deku in My Hero Academia, and you just watched Tom Burns' channel.